Hello everyone, it is an honor to share our optical flow estimation work for foggy scenes here. The core idea of this work is to introduce an intermediate domain as a bridge to progressively transfer the optical flow knowledge of the clean domain to the foggy domain from an unsupervised perspective. Optical flow is an important tool for motion estimation. 3D motion is projected onto the camera plane to obtain 2D motion. There are two presentations of optical flow. One is represented by an arrow with direction, and the other is presented by transforming to a corner space. At present, optical flow has made great progress in clear scenes, but when applied to foggy scenes, optical flow will suffer significant degradation. The main reason is that the fog weakens the background color of the image, reduces the contrast of the image, and breaks the basic assumption of the optical flow. To solve this problem, there are four methods: optimization-based and supervised method. Exploit synthetic fog to learn optical flow by constructing a visual feature invariance as a prior. The semi-supervised optical flow estimation framework uses motion consistency as a constraint to achieve motion transfer between clean images and synthetic images. The weakly supervised method uses the data of the gyroscope to assist in motion in modeling the image background motion and integrates it into the imaging optical flow. However, this one-stage method ignores the synthetic to real domain gap. To address this problem, we introduced an intermediate domain to gradually transfer knowledge from source domain to target domain via unsupervised domain adaptation. First, fog is a depth-dependent, non-uniform degradation that obeys the atmospheric scattering model. The degradation of optical flow in foggy scenes is analyzed as the depth increases. The optical flow is more seriously affected by fog. It shows that the foggy light flow becomes larger and more seriously along the depths. Then we analyzed the geometric projection relationship between optical flow and the depths. In the cases of only ego motion, the depth can directly reduce the optical flow. Therefore, depth is a key factor affecting optical flow. To further close the synthetic to real domain gap, we need to look for an invariant feature. So, we project the synthetic fog and the real fog images to the imaging space and the motion space respectively, and we find that there is an obvious style gap between synthetic and real foggy images. However, both the domains share a similar correlation distribution. Therefore, cost-value benefits to bridging the synthetic to real domain gap. In this paper, we proposed a cumulative domain adaptation framework. We designed a depth association motion adaptation module to narrow the clean to foggy gap and introduced a correlation alignment motion adaptation module to narrow the synthetic to real gap. Therefore, as for the architecture, we input clean stereo imaging pairs and exact features. We first estimate the clean optical flow via photometric loss. Next, we estimate the corresponding depth and pose. On the one hand, we associate the optical flow with the geometric projection function to fine-tune the motion boundaries. On the other hand, we associate the synthetic fog imaging with the atmospheric scattering model and then obtain the spatial cost value through the spatial context attention module (SCA). which is fused into the temporal cursor venom, and finally the motion knowledge is transferred from the clean domain to the foggy domain through motion consistency. In order to further transfer knowledge to the real foggy domain, we input the synthetic and real foggy images, obtain the fused cursor venom through SCM module and warp, and samples the synthetic and real motion features, and uses the KL divergence constraint to align the feature distributions to transfer motion knowledge from synthetic to real foggy domains. Note that we also introduce a self-supervised loss at the optical flow level to enhance the knowledge transfer process. This is our final total loss. The first two items are to learn the clean domain optical flow knowledge, the middle two transfer knowledge from the clean domain to the foggy domain, and the last two terms transfer knowledge from the synthetic to the real domain. We validated the effectiveness of our proposed method on synthetic datasets. It is worth mentioning that the defogging method can indeed promote the improvement of optical flow to a certain extent, but there is an upper limit. We verified the effectiveness of our method on the real images, indicating that the optical flow knowledge in the clean domain was successfully transferred to the real foggy weather. We built an effectiveness experiment on the cumulative adaptation structure. The more clustered the low-dimensional feature distribution is, the more accurate the motion estimation is, and the visualization result is also globally smooth with sharp edges. After the depth association, the motion is clear, which is further improves the optical flow performance. We also verified the importance of different models for knowledge transfer in the CAMA stage. Also, style-based estimation depth is more beneficial to our depth associated motion domain adaptation than both scan and monocular depth. As the depth increases, the motion boundary of our estimated optical flow becomes sharper, indicating the effectiveness of our method. Our method also has limitations, such as it is difficult to estimate or accurate optical flow for distance targets. We believe that our proposed framework can promote the community of adverse weather optical flow. Thank you all.